Hello, everybody. How are we doing? I just got a new, let's see here, a new phone. I had insurance, which is nice. And so I was able to replace this phone, which got a big old, actually got this first. And then I stopped caring. Then I just was like, I don't care, I don't care. Bleh. And I allowed this phone to just get all beat to heck. But I just finished, and that's why I actually moved the stream an hour later. I just finished getting a brand new, well, the same old phone, brand new version of the old phone. And I really like this phone as far as for the channel, for making content. It is great in that it has the stylus. Oh, look, it looks like wait, what? Oh, no, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to flip you off. But I thought it would blur. I thought it would blur it with the pen, like this. No? Nobody? Come on. Kind of? I don't know. Anyhow, but yeah, it's a new phone. Here, you can see how bad the crack in the screen was, probably with the angle on the phone. Anyways, it was starting to really mess with the actual performance of the phone. And I like this little pen that it has. It's good for like lectures too, because if you're doing like a slide, it actually even has a button here, but you can gesture on your phone from even a ways away. And so like if I'm doing a slideshow and presenting, I can be like this. I can like draw on the live presentation and stuff. I like all that. So anyways, I'm happy that I got this set back up. That means it's underwater proof, which is great. Yeah, it's still sealed. I know about the glass slivers that are awful if you do touch a phone that is broken and open to the elements. But luckily I have a cover on the broken one as well. But one time I did have a broken phone like 10 years ago, and I was asleep next to my bed. I was late for work, and my alarm clock was just ringing and ringing and ringing, which is very unlike me. I usually pop up with my alarm. But I reached over and I just like tried to swipe the whole screen to make it go away. Totally just put blood all across the screen and then was like, ah! So I've learned my lesson. So that's the long story short, I suppose. But yeah, it's a waterproof phone, which is nice in going down to like Florida. I'm realizing that this year is like almost over as far as nice weather goes and all that. And so I was trying to think like, where else, am I hoping to go or hoping to get invited to speak, but really, I guess we're almost out of time. Sorry, I'm like drooling. My teeth make it so I talk a little funny, but I still drool more than normal, which is at all. I didn't drool at all before, I swear. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I mean, I've got the GoPro this time too, which I had last time, but now I know how to use it well. And I got the selfie stick, the long tripod and monopod feature. We've got like a backup light. I'm going to be ordering a big old floodlight that will work underwater for scuba diving or snorkeling is in the case of me. But hopefully, I just talked to Grant a little while ago, and he was at Eagle's Nest, which is one of those big blue holes that goes straight down into the forest floor, like 300 feet, and it just disappears. But it has all these fish in it, and it's basically the aquifer has opened up from a sinkhole. He lives in a part of Florida where there's just sinkholes everywhere. And everywhere there's these sinkholes, the water down to the underground, I guess, aquifer, but also like it's a river that flows underneath the the bedrock in the entire community. And if you punch into it like 200 feet or so, you hit this underground river, and then that will bubble up to about ground level because it's so low there in Florida. But anyways, it's really surreal. And I did a video on one in the past, but I'm gonna try to go back and get a good deal of footage there. And the other place, or the other thing I should say, that I was really wanting to do now that I thought about it, is to get one of those little drones. It's like the size of your phone, to be able to film like what that hole in the ground looks like. I don't know how much I would use it though on the rest of the channel. So that's like kind of the, is that an investment for the channel that's worth it? Like to get those kind of shots, you know, to get those interesting above shots. But yeah, so what's going on? Ginger Graves, reduced capacity, Slossers, Coro, what's going on? Mel, of course, good to see you. JB, what's up in Cyrillic? Ryan, up in Canada, Canada, I can't say it. Tanks for nothing, man. Hey, you're here. Tanks for nothing, man. Oh, that channel. Chef's kiss. Is this how chefs kiss? I don't know. I don't know how chef kisses. But yeah, man, crazy good content on Tanks for Nothing. Channel's blown up, and it should, because the editing is phenomenal. And the content was good too. Let's see here. Christian, so fake. What's going on? Fantasy, what's up? Good morning from Thailand. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Wait, in case I don't see you, good evening. Whatever the Truman Show line is. Let's see here. Slosses, what did you say? And okay, I'm going to get this one wrong. Cosmin, what's going on? Underwater drones. So my friend has an underwater drone, and we are totally going to use it at some point. It's got like a tether, and it goes like 300 feet. It's like a little submarine. I wanted to bring it to Florida so bad, but I'm not bringing my friend to Florida, and it's like a $5,000 drone for recovering old growth logs is actually what it was being used for when he got a hold of it. And it can see pretty well in muddy rivers and everything. If I was in Jacksonville, you have a very nice drone. Passing wind, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Morwina, what's going on? Good to see you. Make videos of a daily fish routine for yourself, maybe. You know, that is something that I thought about doing for people when I leave. Like for whoever's taking care of the fish. In the past, I've done videos of like, here's what I do with each tank. But now I pretty much just give my wife, if she's in town, or somebody else if they're in town, I'll give them a color-coded chart, and I'll be like, this tank gets 2 scoops of the fry food, 1 scoop of the dry food. Don't give it anything else for 5 days. Like, and it basically every tank, except for the most nano tanks, will get some sort of food once a week or maybe twice a week, and that's it. Other than that, nothing really happens with the tanks. The water, I make sure it's filled up and changed. I try to feed them really well a week or 2 before I go. And in the case of anything except for fry or larger fish, I just let them be. Like what do you call it? Let's see. Paul McCartney. That's who I was thinking of. Let it be. Thanks for another. Oh, you're pinging commenters over here when they ask for advanced learning resources. Well, thank you very kindly. I have a video called "Resources for Research Resources," and it's got like all the government accredited or academic institutions, and like everything from like maps to species reports from iNaturalist, all the way over to really official stuff like PhD dissertations and things like that. And nobody watches that video hardly, but it's a video that I send people when they're like, well, how do you know this stuff? Or how did you find that out? I'm like, well, I listen to the experts, and then, you know, I follow my gut and I listen to people with experience, but then I validate that by trying to research, you know, what the actual science says. How did Tanks for Nothing get to 145,000 subs with 3 videos? That is crazy. Outside in Aquatics. Yeah, bro, go check out his channel, Marco. The videos are bonkers good. I mean, he just knows how to edit. He knows how to time. He's funny. He's witty. It takes him months probably to film the videos that he did put up. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's incredible that he's done that well. You know, here I am at 6 years, and we're gonna get 50K eventually, guys. And then the channel will turn the lights out and slowly dim the fire until it is nothing but a cold black pile of Aquachar. I mean ash. No. It's just, you know, it's good. So I hope he keeps running with it, because it's really good quality stuff. Shows you what putting your, if you've got the skills, the timing, and just knowing how to not make it too long. I mean, I don't know how to do that. I overstate and under deliver with the editing, I suppose, but I am doing a lot more editing these days, so I'm trying to work on that. But in any case, guys, Abstract Aquarius, what's going on? Rose Valley Guppies, we got a lot of people in here today that I don't always see, so that's great to see you guys. Dawn, you're a new subscriber. Love the content. Right on. The recent beta video was good. Well, I'm glad you liked that one. Aquatic Moose, what's up? I'm a peach, never changed. You know, people have tried to change me. My wife, she's tried to change me. She has, actually. I used to wear a lot more tie-dye. That's about what she's changed. I still have tie-dye. It's just I've worn through it and haven't really gone and restocked tie-dye. In fact, I haven't really restocked much of anything. I wear shirts that people give me. If I speak at an aquarium club or something, like, I'll wear that shirt until forever. Let's see here. Nicholas McCall, what's going on? Welcome. But yeah, Dawn, thanks for subscribing. And I should, maybe tomorrow or the next day, have a new video up about fish that pair with bettas. That's something I've talked about a whole bunch, but I don't know why, but I can't find a video on it on my channel. That's a thing I started doing recently, is like, I know I've done videos on things, but I may have titled it something that's a little more abstract, or maybe it covered multiple topics. So I said, like, you know, the best way to stock a betta tank, what fish are compatible, or something like that, when really it should have just been what pairs with bettas, or what fish pair with bettas best, or how to keep multiple bettas with multiple other fish in a community tank, that kind of thing. I always get too wordy. You guys know that, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to, maybe if I hit myself in the head one more time severely, I will be less wordy, because you know, I used to be more wordy, then I got hit by lightning, and I got a little more concise out of the fact that I slow down in the day mentally, but it just comes out garbled now, when really it would be nice if it was coherent and slow. Let's see here. Coro, what's going on? Fine line of SEO and clickbait for video titles. Yes, indeedy, sir. Crip, what's going on? Crip Keeper Aquatics. What's up? Lady Diane, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, so many great folks in here right now. Yeah, happy to see everybody. And we got a lot of members in here too, and I have to thank you guys so much. It really does help the channel, especially when we got these kind of slow periods. Hopefully things get a little more interesting as September fires up. You know, I'll be gone for a good chunk of September, speaking at each weekend in September, essentially. But I'm going to, try to get all those talks I've said you can share them live. It's up to each club whether they want to do that or not, and have someone film it for me. But if there's someone there who wants to stream it or film it for me, and this goes out to any of you who may be in Florida where I'm going to come to talk. So we've got Tampa on the 16th, and then we've got on the 23rd, Daytona / Cape Canaveral area over the Space Coast of Florida. And then the last weekend, we have got Portland with Fishtoberfest. So it's going to be busy, and I think I'm giving a completely new talk altogether, which is going to be the 6 continents and 60,000 years of fish keeping, and kind of go back to the first indigenous or aboriginal people of a region and the archaeology we have on how they did their aquaculture, whether that was floating woven mats in freshwater lakes like in Tenochtitlan or Lake Titicaca, or inlay. I mean, amazing. It's all different parts of the world. And yet they still did this floating thing where they would have crops, and then they would go out and forage and gather things that weren't as domesticated, like non-grain and non-fruits and things. And then they would, on the reeds, they'd have that woven into like a mud and thatch and reed system where the lake they lived on was underneath. So everything was aquaponics or hydroponics, essentially. And underneath that, they would build a wall around it, and they would have fish eating algae, and then also fish cleaning different things, or maybe fish in there for food strictly. But a lot of times then there's religions that pop up about the fish and why a certain fish is sacred because it cleans the roots of a certain plant. Same thing happens in China later on. But we'll get into that another time, you guys, the history part of it. But you guys know I love the history of humans and fish and all that stuff. Abstract Aquarius, that's a great question. Yeah. So by the way, you guys, today my thought was the other night I tried to stream and give you guys a sneak peek into Dan's Fish's latest big import. And, you know, I've been thinking about it, and I work with Dan's Fish, and I get, so you guys get a discount if you use my name when you check out. So if you go to dansfish.com and you use the name Alex as your code, you will get a discount. That same discount I actually get as a commission, just being totally transparent. So with that commission, that really helps me out. But beyond that, you know, that's where I get the money to buy fish essentially for the channel, to do species spotlights and things like that, especially with like shipping costs. You guys know how much all that can be. Aquatic Moose, I have something for you. So Jason Hamilton, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it, you guys. Even being a member for $1.99, that's as cheap as I could make it. I would have made it like 50 cents if I could have, because in my head I was like, what if 100,000 people someday all became members, and you know, I can give you guys a little bit of extra. And in the case of being a member on this channel, you actually get 180 episodes that are not on the main channel, that are in audio format. They're just they're what the podcast was going to be made out of. And I put a hold on that because I realized the audio isn't quite high grade enough where I wanted it. And it's something that I think I can continue in the future, especially as winter kicks in, once I'm done traveling to speak in this kind of whirlwind thing we're doing. I think that it will work. I think I'll have some time, and I think it'll work out good. So yeah, but Jason Hamilton, thank you so much for becoming a member. It really does helps me plan out, knowing that, oh, I've got my medical bills, or oh, I've got my you know, insurance and cell phone or whatever it may be. I've got money for that this month. And you know, I'm still, as a YouTuber, I'm spending definitely 40 or 50 hours a week doing YouTube stuff, but I'm not always, sometimes I take on side gigs and stuff like that to try to have enough funds to basically exist in Seattle. But let's not worry about any of that. I don't want to talk about any of that today. Let's get back to your guys' questions. Aquatic Moose, Alex, please tell us more about the Mormyrids and their ancient history. Why were they so revered? So we don't know why they were so revered, but to just talk about this briefly, because I have a whole episode on that called were Mormyrids our first pet fish, or ancient Egyptians and the first pet fish, maybe. I think that might be what it is. But it was a live stream, and I went over it in detail, and there was archaeological evidence and research that I was citing that there's links to, I believe, in the video as well. But basically, the Mormyrids, or rather the elephant-nosed fish and the knife fish and the baby whale fish. Here, let's just pull it up. You guys know what I look like, so let's pull it up. Street Trash, what's going on? Good to see you. Derek Maynard, what's going on? Or Darik, is it Derek or Derek or Darek? Regardless, sorry if I butchered that, but welcome, my friend. And Allah Sadar, welcome as well. Thank you, Lady Diane. Jason, congrats on the membership. You are in tune, right? Yeah, place to start the journey. You're in the right place to start your aquarium journey. Yep. Yeah, Dawn, I think, is probably correct with Derek saying there's a button says join next to the subscribe button. And that's how you do it. Or $sign on the chat box is good too. That's the super chat. You know, the YouTube takes 30% of super chat. So I always tell people, like, if you're going to do something really generous, which is never expected, always appreciated, as Dan says over at Dan's Fish, you know, YouTube takes 30%, then taxes take 30% of that. So basically 50%, a little bit over 50% gets just gone, evaporated, just because of the method you use. So if you use Venmo or PayPal, then taxes only takes it, and then I can write things off like buying fish as a business expense. And I can weasel my way around some of that. So less gets taken. So I always tell people, if they're going to do a big, $20 or more, it makes a big difference to do it elsewhere. But I do understand when people want to drop a super chat because they're just vibing and feeling it. But I feel weird. I don't want to elicit that. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just trying to help y'all out. But I think you guys in the chat are helping explain where where these things are function wise and super chat and membership wise. So I appreciate it, you guys. Postal Pats. Postal Pats. What's going on? Streaming live so I can join you from Bangkok. Right on. Well, hello in Bangkok. We have someone else in Thailand right now in the chat too. We get a lot of Southeast Asians watching this channel and a lot of Europeans. It's only 50% Americans, which, I mean, no offense to my American compatriots, but yeah, we're lacking in our education a lot of times. A lot of times, you want to go out and self-educate, and if you weren't ever taught how to vet sources, you end up self-educating in all sorts of weird conspiracy stuff, and not necessarily like vetted, accredited, peer-reviewed, mainstream thought patterns. And I'm not saying those are always right, but I do think it's probably still the best system we've come up with thus far, like, the scientific method and all that jazz. Jason Hamilton, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Became a member and you super chatted. What a mensch. What an incredible act of channel support. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, there's no join option from an iPhone. Thank you, Street Trash. I did not know that. I think, yeah, Crypt Keeper, you know what? I can make you a member or a mod. I mean, let me pull it up here on my other, on the other phone. I think I can do this. I think I can. I think I can. We'll get it going. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it. And if you guys haven't hit that like button and you do like, I'd appreciate it. If you don't like, don't hit the button. That would be silly. Don't hit it if you don't like it. But hit it like you're never gonna quit it otherwise. All right, let's see. Crypt Keeper, where are you? Add as a moderator. You are becoming a moderator right now. So you should be a moderator now. If you want to post links, I appreciate that, my friend. I really do. You know, I don't even have that many mods on here. Usually we don't have to worry about it. But I know like Chevy Fish and a few other folks that are mods here over the years. They've been all around for, you know, 5 years of the channel or whatever. They're not on here every stream. Oh, let's I'll finish up my thought on Mormyrids, but I want to say hi to a couple more people who popped in. But yeah, let's see here. We have a large selection of tropical fishes in Bangkok, little sources of knowledge. You have been the most informative. Well, thank you very much. You know, I'm trying. I'm working on it. Okay, boy, you're challenging me here. Krizzy's Krizzy's Swajnos? Man, that's a rough one. I don't know how to say it. Is it Christie's? Who knows? I am so sorry for butchering the name, but you're experimenting with CPD breeding tanks. Right on. They're a really good one to breed. They're easy to breed, and you know, they're fun. Beautiful. A lot of the lines are really mucked up and inbred and have diseases and things like all around the world. And almost all of the large scale ones, like selling to Petco, PetSmart, all the big pet companies in the world, in the country and world, the fish are not genetically sound. They have gathered them in around 2008. They gathered a whole bunch, and then they kept using and sharing those stocks. And now they're very limited. Now they were limited anyways because the CPD, the Celestial Pearl Danio, only comes from an area that's like the size of LA at the biggest. You know, the whole basin that it comes from is probably not even that big. Which is from the Shan region or Shan region, border region of Myanmar and Thailand. Coro, member for 15 months. I know you've been a member longer than that, my friend. And also, I know that I'm going to see you at Fishtoberfest because I've seen you there the last couple times. Fish Tropic Canada, what's going on? Sharkfin Adventures, what's going on? Let's see here. Yeah, the Mormyrid topic. Okay. So, and Lee Wilcox, Wee Lee over in the UK. How's it going? You're up late looking after Lyra. Well, I hope everything's going all right, my friend. Shady Grady, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, oh no, Lee's here. Yeah, what's Lee gonna get into? We have mods in the room ready to we're ready to do the 7-second delay, sir. We are ready to do the 7-second delay. If you try anything funny. Morwina says, here's a fun question. I have an Okefenokee and an Everglades pygmy sunfish and one empty tank. Should I get a Gilbert Eye or Zonatum for the third tank, and why? Sorry, guys. Should I get a Gilbert Eye or a Zonatum for the third tank, and why? I like the Zonatums. I think they're a little bit bigger. They're really pretty. But honestly, the Everglades, you know, and the Okefenokee are the prettier of them all, in my opinion. Those two are. And the Gilbert Eye, even though it's more popular, and it can light up just electric blue, the whole fish. One male out of the tank might. A lot of the time, they're just kind of little gray fish, little silver fish that hide. So I would say, I think that the Zonatum or the, what is that, the Alabama southern pygmy sunfish. That one I kind of tend to like. I think it's found in South Carolina too, but there's another one that is the actual Alabama pygmy sunfish that is only from a very small area, and they thought it was extinct, and then they found it in another little lake. So that's kind of cool. Oh, Gollymon's locked up in the basement. All right, just you. Okay, so we've got a well-behaved Lee. Lee, how's that TDS meter working so far? You know, Abstract Aquarist, I'm amazed. The TDS meter so far, the TDS is spot on. If I like kick up substrate in the tank, it goes up to like 320, and then it settles back down within an hour, which is interesting. I mean, that seems like what I would expect to happen if I kicked up fine dust and mulm. And oh, Gollymon's here. Oh no. Yeah, Gollymon, we're just talking about taxes and you know, the dole and how to optimize the dole calorie wise. I will be in Florida in 1 week exactly. I will be in Florida in a week. And yeah, okay. Yeah, we got to get to the rare fish soon. So let me finish up my bantering. Then we'll look at the rare fish because, yeah, two different friends of mine who own fish stops have gotten fish in that are pretty cool, oddballs, rares, stuff like that. So we'll get to that, Ruben. But welcome, Ruben. TFI Aquatics. Yeah, I will be down there in a week, and I'll be down there like available around from the 13th to the 16th. The 16th I'm speaking in Tampa, but from that first chunk I'm going to be down in between Tampa and Sarasota, staying with Brian, my friend from the channel. Brian, who also sent me his mining computer when I lost my laptop, like when it broke. He sent me this this standby one over a year ago now. I still haven't been able to afford buying a nice editing one, but I will one of these days. But so far, I'm investing in the camera gear, and I kind of want to get a DSLR. I have a DSLR. Let me rephrase that. I want to get a mirrorless DSLR to bring and do some underwater stuff, do some better macro, some better landscape and stuff like that. But also just to be able to film in 4K with a better lens, because your phone, no matter how good the phones get, the lenses they're small. And so even if you've got 200 megapixels like the silly new Samsung phones, what good does that do when you know, when your physical size of your lens, it just can't get over a certain size. It can only take so much information in anyways. Let's see here. Marco Garcia, what's going on? Mama Duck, hello, welcome. Only thing is certain are death and high taxes. That's right. Austin Roseberry, your baby angelfish started swimming today. Watching them eat, occasionally miss the brine shrimps. Cutest thing I've ever witnessed. Yes, they're very fun to watch. Yeah, they really are. I dig them. Hey, K Shadow, another new member. We got 2 new members today. Welcome to the family. The water's fine. Come on in. And nobody has soiled the pool yet today, so we're good. The water's clean. You can even drink from the pool water at this point in time. So let me finish up the Mormyrid thing, then we'll look at the fancy, pretty fish. But Mormyrids, they found that they were not eaten. So they found all the species we know of that live in the Nile. Almost all of them are seen in relative similarity to the frequency in which they occur in nature, if that makes sense, within trash piles of 5,000, 6,000 years of Egyptian archaeology. we specifically see these sites where things like the pyramids were constructed, where we know there were like 20,000 people camped out, and they were all working in a stone quarry, and they all lived in tents and like a village that was nearby. And we get to see the hole they dug in the ground and the food they were eating every day. And they just, 20,000 people, that's a layer of food. So that gets thrown in, that breaks down. They throw some dirt over it, and it gets thrown in, it breaks down. And that stuff, that's called a midden in archaeology. And we actually have this compressed layering, stratified layers of fish bones and meat and pollen and nutshells and all sorts of things that survive that massive amount of time, that now DNA and other isotope analysis is able to figure out, like with iodine and as well, like shellfish and other things. But in the water, we don't see any mormyrids being eaten. And we do see that mormyrids are being used in art around the same time. We find one pharaoh had a decree that said, you will be put to no longer having a life. You will be unalived if you unalive a mormyrid. The elephant was a revered creature. You can watch them, and they bury the other elephants when they pass away. Sometimes they mourn the other elephants. They all come around and like pay their respects when one passes away, or if a baby passes away. And they're just a very, very interesting, intelligent mammal. But then those fish look very similar with the weird nose, right? So it's thought that probably a pharaoh who had some sort of we call it a cult, but that's not, it doesn't mean like Waco or something, or Georgetown, or Jonestown rather. It means that there was a religious mainstream, and then each pharaoh who got in, a lot of times they would have a little twist, like they're the sun pharaoh, or they're the moon pharaoh, or they're the pharaoh of poppies, or they're the pharaoh of sunflowers, or whatever. But mormyrids were probably one of those fish that was saved. Now, why? We don't know, but there are depictions of the mormyrids 4,500 years ago on art frescoes and tile worked artwork that shows like the pharaoh himself sitting in a throne made of gold, and there's mormyrids, like dozens of them, swimming at his feet in shallow water. Now, mormyrids are an electric fish. They put out an electric shock, or in an ultrasonic, as well as it's a very high frequency electric impulse that humans can't detect or feel really so much. You can on some fish if you're right there. But the main point is it's like echolocation with electricity, and it's very refined. Now we're knowing that mormyrids actually have 28 to 32 unique words that they seem to use, and that they have a different dialect slash the electronic signal, if you copy and paste it, is slightly different. Like one's italicized and one's like upright. I am making that up, but if you look at like the Northern Nile versus the Southern Nile, or versus the Congo or something. So we're just learning about those fish and how incredible they are. Again, it was thought that maybe they thought there were some healing properties in them, just like there's batteries found in Baghdad, the Baghdad battery. That was a Leyden jar kind of thing, and it produced like, I don't know, what was it, like equal to an AA or AAA battery or something at best. But if you had like 12 of them hooked up together, you could feel like a little tingling in your fingers. So they think that that was probably, some religious ritual thing. And maybe those fish were seen as having powers too, because if you had, like in the pictures they found, dozens of them in a trough of water at your feet, all agitated, maybe they made you feel like tingly. Who knows? But let's get on with the night. Yeah. And who knows why they liked them. Also, when you cut them open, though, their brain is in the fish world. They have the biggest brain size to body size ratio of any animal other than humans. So that's another interesting tidbit. Maybe that caught their eye, that how small the brains are of most fish versus theirs. So yeah. All right. All things fish. Hello. Welcome. Ninja. I bite ankles. Hello. Jose Torres going back to work. All right, man. You keep on keeping on, and we'll creep on keeping on. Okay, let's pull it up, wrap it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Don't battle me. Actually, you know what? Before we go to Dan's fish, because y'all know Dan's fish, it's Dan. He's got fish. We're going to go to Redfish Bluefish because he's got the pretty Apistos. And you know what? You guys know what the herk I lurk. Hold on, let me quiet that. All right, let's see here. Now, where did I go? Did I disappear? Can you still hear me? Father, can you hear me? Did I disappear me? Maybe I did. I don't know what. The window to the wall. What just happened? Let me find out. Oh boy, this is going to be awkward if you guys have no idea what I'm saying right now. Why can't anything go the way I want it to? All right. Get out of this. Man, there's so many pop-ups right now, guys. Sorry. Oh, StreamYard went out on me. That's probably why. It says it did anyways. I don't know. Can you guys hear? Am I still up? Let me, I guess I can look at this phone, find out real quick. Oh, it looks like maybe I am. Hold on. Oh, I am still up. You guys can still hear me. I just can't figure out what the heck happened to the chat or anything else. Hold on. But I promise you we will remedy this soon. I just don't know why you guys aren't available in any of the windows I have open. Weird. And let's see here. I don't want to get an echo or nothing like that going on. But you guys are still hearing me. I am still broadcasting, and I cannot find where for the life of me it's coming from. And I'm not seeing the. Oh wait, here we go. Did I get it? I got it. I did it. Yay! I found you guys. Jeez, that was hard. Okay, so Redfish Bluefish.shop. Let's take a look at some of the interesting fish he just got in from Europe. Y'all know Jason. He's a friend of mine. He lives over in across the water. Hands across the water, hands across the sky. Okay, so I happened to get a sneak peek at these, and holy bejeebus, these are some dark black rams that he has right now. They look incredible. They look so black. Just a few years ago, it was like hard to find them when their body even would look fully black. Now the fins and everything are getting there, and you can see some that have like a nice yellow or pink or purple on their fins too. Really cool. And Fantasy Aquatics, I think that's great. I love black water tanks. Do it. Those are cool fish too. I'm missing some names from my list of channels, Phoenix Star. Could you give me your first name? Don't worry if not. Channel names plus the name of the person that makes it. Let's see here. The darkest fish I've ever seen. Yeah, pretty crazy. And they are cheap for what they are. I mean, I have never seen anything this dark. And the aquarium co-op, like in store, has a black ram, and he's got, I think, small ones that are small ones that are $20 a piece, which is crazy. Oh yeah, he still has them. Okay, never mind. So the small ones are sold out, but the large ones, which are at least an inch and a half each, and they're pretty rounded. They have a pretty round little body, almost like a balloon body, but it's not a balloon body. It's just a small body. These ones are $32.99. Still super cheap. I mean, Aquarium Co-op was selling them for, I think, $40 when like the Dark Knights, the yellow and black ones came out, and then Dean was breeding them for a while, and they were like, I don't know, $100 a pair early on. Like just wild prices, and people are happily paying them. But he's getting these out of Europe, and they're just really high grade. Now, I also have, this is what I have a pair of in a 10-gallon, and they look just like this. I mean, very, very pretty little guys, and he's got a couple pairs left of those. But the other one that he got that I thought was pretty cool, that's new. I mean, he's had this Abacaxi or Abacaxis, but I think Abacaxi is how you're supposed to say it, for a while. And for a pair, it's $145.98. So these are mated pairs, which is really nice to know, of very rare cichlids in some cases. Now, the Abacaxi is not incredibly rare, but they are specifically from collection points that look like the description of the species usually, or they're uniquely not looking like the species, and they're like incredibly different looking than the normal species description. But these are some that he got in, these Pontonal Borellii, that are only $23.99. And for a pair, what's he even charging for a pair? I'm scared to look. But look at that beautiful fish. I mean, the blue with the yellow face. Just good golly, Miss Molly. Show like the ball. $50 for the pair. Now, I don't have any sales or deals with Jason's company, redfishbluefish.shop, but it's a company that does things ethically and that I believe in. Look at this one. This is the blue cheek dwarf cichlid, or the Apistogramma ionotus, and it's got blue with the red on the face. It kind of looks like a blue Galaris had a baby with the dwarf cichlid. Pair only $60. I mean, it's pretty wild. $30 for the individuals. But you want a pair of Apistos if you can get it. That's for sure. Now, these blue Agassizi Blue Flame, another newer variety, and another interesting one that a couple of folks may have already, because he brought them in one other time. But man, I mean, they are really pretty. Imagine if you had those with like some blue Acaras or some cobalt Stiphodon guppies, or gobies, I mean. From, I think Aquatic Arts still has some right now, by the way. Then he's got the triple red Cockatoides right now, which, you know, it's super bright, super red. And then the Agassizi triple reds. Now, these ones are kind of interesting too, in that they have red, red, red on 3 fins, but then it fades, and not in the front pectorals, not on the body at all. Not up in the head even, which is where usually you would see a lot of that, but all in the back of the fish, which looks really cool, especially with this white highlight down the side. So super cool fish. And let's see, I think those are his Apistos that are new right now. Oh no, he's still got a few more. The McMasters dwarf cichlid, this Rothschitter McMasteri is really gorgeous. I saw these when he got them too. Look at this. For a pair, only $50. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at that thing. It looks like somebody painted his face with spray paint. It's crazy. The patterns are so unique on the tail fin, the anal fin there, and the dorsal up here. There's that hint of blue in between. Yeah, I'm just in love with these. I would love to keep a pair of those, or the the Egazzi Super Fire Reds. Those are cool. The Nisini are one that never sells that well, but are a beautiful fish. I mean, they go well in a really low light environment, and they like low light environments. But if you had a low tech, as they say, like a lower light tank, and these in there, ooh, man, they look nice. Those blue iridescents really do sparkle. And then the females look like this, which is completely different, right? So with the red around the tail like that, a little orange spear tip kind of thing going on the tail of them. So I don't know. I think they're cool. And the other thing is, if you guys want, let me pull it up. He has, the other thing he does have right now, if you order something from him, let him know that I sent you. If you go to redfishbluefish.shop, he is selling out of a lot of the things he had in stock just like yesterday though. His prices are so fair. I mean, he really tries to price things like 30%, or what should I say, 300% instead of 400 or 500% like most shops do these days. He's down there. And it's always impressive. Where is the, let's see here, shop online. He's got some books that are signed books from Crystal Castleman, the aquatic plant. Am I looking right at it and missing it somewhere? No. Maybe aquatic oddities. Is it in there? No, that's all fish too. Gift certificates, is it going to be lumped in there? Anyways, he's got a book by her, and I think he's going to try to get the newer book from her. So that is a really great resource. It's like the Bible for plants. Oh, he's still got Adolphi Corys. Yeah, the wild caught ones too, and then Panda Corys. Yeah, he's got some really cool stuff in general. Pepper Cory, the oldest one from the hobby. Red Lizard. Oh, that one's sold out. Okay. All right. If it's gray, it's sold out. But let's just check really quick and see what other labyrinth fish or gouramis he has, because that will help us to determine what. Oh, no, maybe he doesn't have any of that in stock right now. Must be out of it. Does he have any rainbow fish in stock? I'm not seeing much. Not seeing the pseudomcgills or anything. Weird. Shop online. Maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree. Maybe he's got this labeled differently. Oh, he does have those super blue carry tetras though for only $5.99. Those are really, really blue. Really, really blue. Really, really beautiful. And he did have some long fin neon tetras not long ago, but I think Dr. Anthony bought them all. Okay, so we saw that. Now let's go to Dan's fish and see what Apistos we got going on there. He just restocked. So the biggest thing that came in under Dan's fish, hold on. Why is this doing this? Do 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 do. I came upon Mother Goose, and I cut her loose. Piccadilly Circus. All right. So he's got some fish we could talk about, man. Man, Dan is the fish man. Man. What's going on, guys? I just wanted to look at the chat real quick and make sure that, it's not on fire or anything. You like the Pac-Man Apistos, Randy? Right on. 3G, what's going on? Who wrote the book of love? 3G, Al Asadar, which when one has a particular fish in mind, any advice on ensuring ethical source and logistics? You just kind of got to ask. Understanding how a fish is harvested, though, is a big part of it. Like, for instance, scarlet batis. That's kind of an interesting one. Like scarlet batis, everyone always wonders, why can I only get males? Like, why do I always get the red males? And even if I get a little gray one that I think's a female, 80% of the time it ends up being a male that's just undercover. Well, it's about how they're collected. 90%, 99% of those fish, when they're collected, it's in the Assam region of India and Malabar region of India, and they are found in areas like rice fields, meadows, and riverbeds that have overflowed and kind of gone into like a jungly forest floor area in the tropic to subtropic region. And that is full of leaves and, sand and silt and mud and stuff like that. But then there's like water and plants growing out of it during the wet season. Well, the locals come by with these big sticks, these nets, and they have like a net that's kind of small, like short, but wide. And they will scoop along the bottom, and then they'll pull it up, and then they'll look in it. It's this big long net when they pull it up. And then they'll check the bottom of this cone type funnel that scoots everything into there, and they'll see if they got anything. But what happens is those little fish, they make territories. So those little scarlet batis, all batis really for that matter, they go and they will, the males will put little shiny things or contrasting rocks, different color rocks together. They'll make a little corner in your tank, and that'll be their corner, and they'll like chase other fish out of it if they come in there and they want to show their lady that that's where their babies are going to be and that they'll be safe and that he'll take care of the area. Well, when he is showing that's my spot, back off, he colors up even brighter red and puts his fins out and tries to look big. When he sees the net or people's feet walking in the water coming towards him, whereas the females, they try to cause a diversion and get predators away from the net, and then they bury themselves as gray or brown or clear little fish into the substrate. So the males are there saying like, what, you want some? And kind of moving a little bit away from the space where the eggs are here and they're left alone. And then the females like going that way real fast, trying to cause a chase that gets rid of the predators. Well, the female just doesn't get scooped up. And, then the male does. And that's usually why that happens. But sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. So, yeah. And I agree. Alice Sadar says, how far is too far to ethically ship fish? For most species of fish, I'd say 36 hours or so is what is healthy. What is, you could almost guarantee no deaths. But people like Dan's Fish, my favorite of the independent fish sellers, and he's really grown, really putting together a good business. I mean, customer service wise, information wise, all of it. When you work at a big pet store, it's not unusual to see loss rates of 20 to 50% on certain species. You will see people in big stores, and you will see bags of like neon tetras, just all dead, 100 of them, all dead, coming in. They're all in methylene blue. They've all been treated with antibiotics, with IC-X, with anti-worm, anti-parasite, but it still doesn't stop the problems. So then they still have those issues because it's become resistant now in so many things. And a lot of mom and pop shops actually get their fish from similar places, but they oftentimes will quarantine, or they'll pay a little bit more for like the medium size or the older and better quality ones. But it really depends on, you know, the website, the person, the company. And it is Dan who actually like puts them aside. He won't even medicate them at all if they don't need it, other than an anti-parasitic medication that he'll usually feed just as a precaution, and so it wouldn't spread unbeknownst to other fish in your tank. But so they're better off that way. They're better off in that he gets them eating food and on a steady diet. He gets them colored up, and he fills out their bellies. So if they come in like a little twig that's starving, he's not just going to pass that on. Whereas some people literally try to flip that as quick as possible. They will try to show you a picture of a fish that has nothing to do with the fish they're getting, and they will show you a picture of this sunken belly, you know, half alive fish. When you actually see the fish, that's what you're going to see, rather than the picture, which is this perky fish that looks beautiful from some stock photo they paid for. So yeah, pretty crazy that he's able to do what he does, and I think it's worth the extra few dollars per fish. And you know, the shipping isn't cheap. It's 50 to 60 bucks, but you could always get a friend in your area, or just wait till you're going to stock like a whole tank. You know, it's quite a bit, like 45 to 60 bucks for shipping. The other thing is, don't order until you've got a whole bunch of stuff you want to get. And if it helps, you know, use the code Alex, which all you have to write is Alex as the discount code, and you'll get it'll get rid of your sales tax, basically. So and any other little perks and notes, sometimes maybe a few extra fish or whatever. That's the kind of thing that if you know, if you show that you're one of the fish fam, you're in the loop, then you know it wouldn't go past him to do something like that, especially you know, if one gets lost on the way, your next order or something like that. It definitely helps to be in the know, in the loop. But let's look at his fish again. Sorry guys, I was talking so much. But yeah, so he's got some real cool ones right now. That's for sure. Congo spotted puffers. He's got the black tiger Danios, which were for a while going so quickly that it was like ridiculous. Now, see, it says male though, and Scarlet Batis male, and there may be a female in the group. I don't know, but he's now labeling them as basically such, which is probably fair. Now, black ghost knife. Does he have a picture of it yet? No, but they're very cool. And look, he's got the toothpick fish, the little crocodile toothpick or alligator toothpick fish. This one like broke aquarium co-op's videos. Like everybody watched their video on these. And they're cool. I think they're really cool. They're an interesting little nano oddball. So if you have a nano tank that you want something, an oddball fish in, like an anchor catfish or these, oh, it's perfect. Like a little pea puffer, one of those. Yeah, just awesome. But the other really bizarre fish that he's had a lot in a lot is these dwarf red tail eels that are just beautiful, and they don't get huge, which that's great for me. I don't know. Some of you might want a fish that just gets huge, but I don't need that. Where did that go? Now look at this. Doesn't that look like a gourami? The ornate tenopoma, the micro tenopoma, and sorghii. Such a cool fish. These can be almost like rainbow colored. Ooh, the mountain grunter too. All right, let's get out of let's get out of daydream land. Let's take a look at what else. Ah, we went too far. We fell off the map. We fell off the map, the map, the map, the map. Back to the catalog, back to the battle log, back to get yourself a tambourine, get yourself a tambourine, get your oh, the Aphosamion. Ooh, yeah, the Bivitatium. Hobbyist bred, one male, one female. Man, look at those things. Female, she looking a little bit dress up a little bit, girlfriend. Like him. Holy smokes. And look at what he has. Jason usually has these. That's how I know they have one of the same sources. But look at this. Long fin neon tetras. Now, I've seen many of these, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say when they get bigger, the fins get much bigger than this. Like you'll actually see very large flailing tails like a goldfish or something, like a butterfly tail goldfish. It is very startling, it is very pretty, but I guess they had a lot of trouble with these in some companies. But Dan's been having a good luck with them. They are pricey. He's still got 33 of them. They're $20 a pop for a little tetra. But the long fins, man, do they look cool once you get them. Now, he's also got, $5 fish, which are beautiful. These glow light Daniels will look great. The albino hoppo catfish, another cool one. Of course, CPDs. Now, I mentioned earlier in the stream that CPDs, all of the breeding stock I know of is inundated with bad blood, except for one overseas source that I've tracked down and found out, they get too much of a hump here and they actually get a bent spine, and then they, instead of having 3 bands of color here, they have the 2. Whereas if a really mature, beautiful fish that's really healthy by the end of its life can have up to 3 little red stripes on its fins. And some are more yellow, some are orange, some are more red. It's all been through selective breeding. Now, the Autosynclus Rio Tapiche, this one, only $5.99, and they are Autosynclus Vittatus, which is similar, but a lot of people don't see these exact ones all the time. And I think it's cool to try new fish, even just new collection points, but new critters, new Autosynclus and stuff. Oh, and he's got them back. They're back in the Everglades. Pygmy sunfish, right there, the speckled blues, and they're $20 a pop. But you probably want a little group of them, like 3 or 6 or 5, and put them in a very. I have videos on them. You can watch the videos on them, but very cool fish. I'm hoping to go get some down in Florida while I'm down there. That would be a real treat. Also, the other nice, he's got the Rio Atoyac Xiphophorus helleri, which is the swordtail, the wild Mexican swordtail, but this one's bred in Europe. I don't even know if it exists in the wild anymore, but this one, really cool. Also, what else did he have that I wanted? Oh yeah, here you go. So he's got the Apistos. His pairs, $40 for like a Cockatoides double red, which means there's red in the anal fin, or there's red on 2 fins. So it's either going to be the anal fin and the tail, or the anal fin and the dorsal, or it could be any combination, or the ones up here, the pectorals. It could be any of them. And as long as 2 have red in them, then they're considered a double red. If 3 have red in them, then they're a triple red or super red, debatably. Some people say it needs to all be red now. That's changed as the breed specifications have changed. Now, here's another one, Hongsloi European bred ones. Now, these are a really steep price. I like these. I honestly just wouldn't pay that for these in particular fish, even though they are beautiful. I had some of these that I really liked for a long time. And they're fairly easy to breed as well. And then, yeah, here's another very similar Borelli, Epistogramma. And this is the opal variety. And so it's a little different than just the wild one. It is it's more of like a color shifter as you look at it in different lights, and you can see it can look really kind of drab, or it can be electrically beautiful. Just depends on the mood and the day and the diet and stress and all that good stuff. But can you blame a fish? Now the McMasterite Gold Red Shoulder, these guys too, another expensive one, but this one is a trio of 1 male and 2 females, and the trio is in total only $99. Really? Wow, that's a cool deal. Because they're hot fish. They're popular. They're not hard to spawn either. He's also got the double red. Well, we talked about him earlier. Hongsley dwarf cichlid red gold pair. Oh, that's one that got sent over, I think. Oh, check these out too. These Taiwan hill trout. These are really cool. If you have like an unheated tank, or you just want kind of an interesting tank that it's relaxing, is zen. It looks like a biotope. It looks like a real underwater river scene. These guys are pretty cool. They've got some iridescence on them, and they school really well. They don't get huge. And they're found on a lot of the Pacific rivers just doing their deal. Also, these are another incredible fish that I really want to keep sometime soon. I mean, just look at those colors, and those are the babies. Imagine what the adults look like. The adults are fantastic. I guess he don't have no pictures of the adults on here. Again, samurai grammies. I have these, love them. They're not going to look like that all the time, but they're cool. Also, the Wapoga Red, Chilotherina, Eleni, or Alani. They are a pretty cool, long-lived rainbow fish, definitely. Look at this Pitbull Pleco, LDA 25, back when there was LD and LDA still. But there we go. All right. It looks like a giant Corydoras, right? Only gets 2.5 inches long. I don't know about this Pitbull Pleco. Let's see here. From Brazil. Autosynclus meets Corydora is what they end up like. They like the substrate rather than hanging out on hardscape. So cool. Here's another little oddball that could go with your toothpick, or crocodile, alligator toothpick. These guys are so tiny. They're like an inch or under sometimes. And they are the anchor catfish, or the dwarf catfish. They have a lot of different names, but anyways, we'll just call them the anchor catfish for now. But yeah, they'll just hang out in the moss and just totally blend in, like, oh, me? Oh yeah, I'm just chilling. Look at these beautiful long fin Palustris or Pileatus corridores. These are original salt and peppers, but with the long jacket. Na 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 na. Wow, look at these gobies. I wish people liked gobies as much as I did. Look at this guy. He's got like war paint on. Probably one of the most fun fish to feed. If you are a 5th grade male, if you are just a little boy that hasn't grown up and you like feeding your fish live scuds or seed shrimp or whatever, man, they are incredible to watch. Those gobies, any sort of goby that they have, that like Dan has on here too, they're so cool to watch. Like the scarlet goby or the sharp-tailed goby, if it is an omnivore and it will go after microcrustaceans, having a tank of scuds is gold to them. I mean, they love it. It is just, yeah. These are really great too. These little elegant Corys. Somebody needs to breed those. Now, look, he also has the crazy price 229. Man, these would be expensive to breed nowadays. They were expensive when they were only $100. She's got the wrestling half beach. These hovering loaches is one of my all-time favorites. There's only 8 of those left. The Vietnamese gold ring Sewillia. These are another great one that I really liked. The Empire Gudgeon. Those guys. Oh, he's only got one. But I was gonna say those guys are fun. Fun, 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 till your daddy takes your T-bird away. Oh, Sultan Pleco. Sultan, Pleco. Sultan Pleco. You wanted to. You wanted to. So these are really pretty. I had a couple of these. Real pretty. I got mine from Aquachar Arts, and they was pretty. Electric Blue Jack Dempsey. I mean, holy cow, trip me out, fool you once, trip me out twice, fool. Shame on me. I don't know. Shame on someone. Gold Dust Earth Eaters, right on. Oh, Starry Night Sulawesi Shrimp. If you're a Sulawesi shrimp spawner or buyer, keeper, he's got them in, which is rad. Also, the round-tailed paradise fish, totally different paradise fish than the one you see historically in the Northwest. There was the other more red and like red or orange mixed with like a blue-green hash pattern. I don't know, lace pattern on their fins. But these guys are just more subdued, and apparently they're a lot nicer too. I talked to Danny, said that they're nicer. Also, these Borneo silver glass catfish are much rarer than some of the Thai and Malaysian ones that you see at the store all the time. These guys are rare, and they're actually clearer. Like, you can see through them as if there's nothing there in between, which is wild, because they store all their blood in their spine and in their liver and stuff. I shouldn't say they store it in their spine. They store it along their spine so that you don't see it, so you don't see the red blood through the clear fish. And then at night, when they're relaxed, then it comes and circulates the body and gets into the tissues that need it. Also, these Tanganyikan lampi killies are one of the most incredible fish in the hobby by far. They have the lime green, like a neon green, like very similar to the Seattle Seahawks rave green that they put on things, the green color on the team, the neon green. And and maybe a subdued like lime, like an actual lime green, mixed together depending on the angle. And then these blue hues stay where they're at, kind of. And then there's like a whole other sparkle that they have. But when we went to Lawrence Kent's house, I showed those up close. They're very cool. And, you know, we could go through all this, but just remember, if you're going to shop with them, helps me out, helps you out, and helps Dan track things down. And also, you know, preserve a lot of these really unique fish that a lot of times people will request or say like, hey, I was really hoping you could get X, Y, or Z in. And he is always receptive towards that, you know, which to me is a really big deal. Norman's lamp eyes, Rhinogobius henchuanensis. Wow, look at this red Alenker Ica discus. Wow, that is wild. Anyways, oh yeah, the mascara barbs too. Those and some of the other barbs that are around. Most people don't know what incredible fish they are. Ooh, ghost discus. How ghostly and ghastly. Yeah, these ones too. The tear spot barb, another phenomenal fish. Look at the iridescence on these. Like in between the fins. I mean, you probably know that already if I'm talking to you right now and you know someone with ooh, strawberry leperinus. These don't get big. These stay small. 6 to 7 inches max. Now, some of the other ones get like a foot long. These are like 2 to 3 inches, and like 6 inches is like super, super max. That you're gonna get these, but really, I've seen them top out at like 5 more often. And they live a good long while. They're a cool fish. The horse face loach, such a weird looking fish. A face that only a mother could love, or maybe one of you weirdos out there, but beautiful nonetheless. You're beautiful. I just want you to know that you're a horse-faced fish. More Rhinogobius. Man, you could get your goby collection on here today. Man, he's got a lot of fish right now. So wild, so cool. Oh man, these ornate sand tiger loach. Look at that beauty. Yeah, so wild. Oh, he's got the neon blue gobies too. Not just aquatic arts. You could get them here. There's only 2 left. Only $12 though. But these are the Stiphodon. I think, are these the ones that don't have? Yeah, they don't have a Latin name yet. But the only thing that's a bummer about those is that we can't grow them in captivity. So, yeah. All right, guys. So that's just a peek at some of the really cool stuff that's going on. I could go on and 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 on, and I don't want to walk around in circles, Have I ever used a Winogradsky column to seed a tank? I have not. And I don't actually know what that is, but I'm going to pretend like I do. Jeff Kane, what's up? Amisa, what's up? I'm trying to place an order and it doesn't recognize my code. Oh no, Shady Grady. Alex, it's not recognizing Alex as a discount code. Did you do all lowercase? There's no anything else, just Alex, I think. That's very odd otherwise. Yeah, my code is just my name. But I do have a reference link if you want that. If you want that, the reference link is it in my live stream right now? It's like Dan's Fish, ref /ALEX slash again, I think, is what it should look like. Has to be all lowercase. I used it a few days ago. Christian Sophie. Okay, thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. So it has to be in all lowercase. Surf City Cichlids, yeah. All right, guys. Do we have any questions? I wasn't looking at the chat, as they call it, but I do have my new phone. Well, my new old phone, my old new phone, whatever. All lowercase works. Woo! Thanks, Shady Grady. You're the best kind of shady, the non-shady. So I do have the new phone set up too. I need to like dial in my preferences, but the camera is not going to be foggy all the time because humidity's in the lens port. I'm stoked about that, and a few other things. And also, I have a lot of videos I want to put together for you guys. YouTube just was not alerting you guys for so long, so I wasn't releasing like the Aqua Balls Fish Room tour or the all the stuff from last time I was in Florida. So now I've just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until I'm done with Florida this time, or maybe while I'm down there, I'll post some things too. But I'm going to actually use the live stream, the underwater footage, and the phone underwater, not live streams, the GoPro. Sorry, guys. And I am going to. I think I'm gonna just like edit the pieces together with a more comprehensive look, so that it's not just like, oh, I went to Florida, here's what I could see from above the water, here's the fish out of the water. Like, I want to actually go take them back and look at them in a tank and stuff too. And now I've had a lot of these fish long enough, or enough of this fish on film and in the archives I have, that I can do species spotlights on each one. So I think that will be the plan, especially as winter goes on. Roggy Grog, what's going on? Nancy B, hello, how are you, my dear? I hope you're doing well. The long nose shrimp, or the short nose shrimp for that matter, either way, they look cool, and they don't eat a ton of algae, but they do eat algae good. I mean, Amano are going to eat better. Malawa are going to eat better amounts of it. But they do work on mostly like the soft filamentous algae, and the hair algae. They'll comb through and they'll kind of break off some pieces of it while they're doing it. They can't really get at the diatom or the hardened like powder or dusty algae, and they don't do so well on black beard or obviously cyanobacteria. They can't do anything about. But they're okay. I'd say they're better than like Neocaradinas at it by just a hair. But they don't reproduce in captivity, which is a bummer, because if you want a cleaning crew, having them reproduce for you, that's cool. Well, guys, I gotta sign off. I've been on for an hour and a half tonight, but I will be back before I leave. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching. All you lurkers, all you regulars, all you irregulars, you guys mean so much to me. And the new members, your super chats, those of you who are just chatting and hanging out, those of you who use the discount codes, I hope they're making you happy. It makes me happy, helps out a good cause. And I will talk to you guys next time on the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium / Fishery. What's it really called? I don't know. The channel has 2 names at this point. Yes, Aquatic Moose. I did get back to Mormyrids a bit. You may want to go back and watch that. I talk about it a little bit more. I talked about it for about 5 minutes. And then there is another video I have that's all about that. It's at least a half hour long. But you guys, thanks for coming out, for hanging out, and for being out. But now I gotta go. I gotta go back because I can't remember Take me home, 'cause I don't remember. Sorry guys, I gotta go. I should give these away soon too, though. Reduced capacity 1. Hello. The axolotl and the axolotl of peace. Hold on, I'll say goodbye with that. Take me home, 'cause I don't remember. This guy. It looks like Shiva or something with all the little gills, like Shiva the Destroyer, or yeah. Anyhow, great seeing all you guys. I hope you're all doing well. We'll do a true bona fide question and answer when I was in Florida. Well, maybe we'll even do a live stream where I wander around and pontificate on the beautification of naturality that surrounds me in Florida. And hopefully I won't get hit by a freaking hurricane. There's like 3 more coming. But fingers crossed, legs crossed, mind crossed, crisscross will make you jump, jump. All right, guys, I will have a good night. Now, you guys promise you're going to have one too. I can wait. All right. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.